Next, let's talk about seeing your clients in the calendar and scheduling. So on my dashboard, I have an agenda view of my clients for the day. I had Henry at 10, Ridge at 11. She's scheduled for a telehealth session. I have some notifications here for myself just to remind myself of something. I have a group later on today. Down below, past appointments I haven't documented on. I can work from here for the day. I can just click on top of Ridge's name and I could take action on this appointment today. However, I really prefer to work from the schedule. Here's a week view of my schedule. You can do a day and a month view as well. But let's talk about the schedule first. It's colorful, isn't it? Color has meaning in therapy appointments. So let's talk about a few things. First of all, this background color here, I'm going to go a few weeks into the future here, but this is outlining your typical office hours. Anything in color is a time you typically see a patient. Anything in white is a time you typically do not see a patient. It's here for two reasons. The first reason is guiding your eye. So you're not scheduling someone at 8 p.m. instead of 8 a.m., for example, or the eye of anyone you might have helping you out with scheduling in your practice. Number two, if you want to allow clients to do any self-scheduling, then what you're able to do is set up your usual office hours, but then you can additionally go in and edit this to limit additionally where clients can schedule. So I'm going to click this here and show it to you. So I've set this schedule up in blocks of time. You can set it up in individual blocks, but setting up this schedule, what this has allowed me to do, the two different colors are two different locations. Okay. And then these blocks of time, I can tell therapy appointment, yeah, I schedule every 60 minutes during this time. I'm available in person or via telehealth if you're using therapy appointments, integrated telehealth, and I can allow clients to schedule online here. Okay. So if a client wanted to go and schedule an appointment, they could schedule into my Tuesday morning blocks. But let's take a look at my Monday evening blocks. I'm not allowing clients to self-schedule into these blocks, nor my Monday morning block. Okay. My Monday afternoon block, I am allowing them, but I'm only available in person. Friday morning, I'm available in person or via telehealth. Friday afternoon, it's only telehealth. Patients are self-scheduling into these blocks. So great granularity there on where you would like clients to schedule appointments if you want to allow online scheduling. Okay. I'm just going to save that and let's go back to today. Now let's talk about the appointments on the calendar. They're different colors. Your patients start out blue in color. And as you take action on that appointment for that day, it's going to change color according to your process. When you're finished with an appointment, meaning you've written your session note, then if it's an insurance patient, it's going to turn green. If it's a private pay situation, it's going to turn gray. The brighter colors, orange, this is reminding me I took payment for this patient, but I haven't finished that note yet. Brooks yesterday was a cancellation, so they're in red. And then today, I haven't done anything to indicate teletherapy appointment that these clients came. I haven't taken payment. I haven't started writing a note. I haven't started billing. They're all blue. These are all things to do. This correlates with what's on my dashboard screen, right? I have these sessions completed to do yet, and here's sessions from previous dates that I still need to finish. Okay. Now, to schedule a patient on your calendar, if you just click into a time slot, a few letters of a patient's first or last name, and the therapy appointment is going to suggest that maybe you want to see them for the same type of service as last time. If that's cool, then just hit book it. But I can update that. Maybe this is going to be something different, like a 90834. Maybe it's going to be telehealth. And maybe I want to set it up for repeating appointments. I can certainly do that. So book that appointment. If you're talking to the client and you're like, oh, wait a minute, Wednesday afternoon isn't going to work. Could we do it before lunch? Yeah, I have an 11. Sure. So you can just drag and drop that appointment to that new time. You also have the ability to extend appointments like that so that you can cover more time or less time. So you have great flexibility once you have that appointment on your schedule. You also can offer some presets as to how much time it should block for a typical 90837 or 90834. I also have some blocks on my schedule where I'm out of the office, which reminds me not to put a client in there. And also a client could not schedule into those times either. You also can integrate your own personal calendar into therapy appointment. I have one connected with Google. You can connect with Google, iCal, Outlook, some others. Allows me to see that personal calendar as an overlay on my therapy appointment calendar. Vice versa, I could go to Google and look at my therapy appointment calendar, but patient names will be blinded in order to maintain that HIPAA confidentiality there. Okay, so you have both options. Now, appointment reminders. Appointment reminders are free in therapy appointment. You have text message reminders, email reminders, and even automated phone calls if a patient would prefer that method. All you have to do, there's some defaults when you have a client in there that it's going to send reminders out via email and via text message, but you can set up some different rules here. This client, let's assume this is a child, and I have two different phone numbers. I've labeled them mom and dad. I have two different email addresses, labeled them mom and dad. And so mom's phone's getting text message reminders a day in advance. I'm requesting they confirm. Dad's phone's getting voicemail reminders 2 days in advance, requesting confirmation, email reminders 2 days in advance for both of them. So all I have to do is ensure that appointment is on the schedule. So what would have happened here today is on Wednesday night, overnight, therapy appointment would have looked at my upcoming schedule, saw that Henry Ridge and my group on Friday all should get reminders a day ahead about their appointments. Those would have went out around 9 a.m. for those. If their email reminders are just going to be in their inbox when they wake up in the morning. Okay, so just make sure they're on the schedule, and then you don't need to worry about it. Okay. Now, let's talk about a client self-scheduling. You saw earlier that I could set my schedule up to where I would allow a client to self-schedule, but you also have another rule for that in your profile. There's client portal settings, and one of those is, do you want to allow online scheduling at all? If the answer is no, then nobody can self-schedule. If the answer is yes, then I can set some rules up. For example, how about a brand new client? Am I going to let them schedule their own first appointment? I have that set to no. Okay. How about an active client? Well, yes. And that appointment, I'm happy for that as long as that appointment's at least 8 hours from now. How about inactive client scheduling? No, not allowing that. Do I want to get notifications when a client schedules or cancels online? And do I want to allow clients to cancel online? And you can limit that to being only outside of your cancellation policy window. In other words, I could say, yes, they could cancel online, but not if it's within 24 hours or 8 hours or whatever that might be. So you have those options in here. If you do want to allow clients to, new clients to schedule, then you can, if you say yes to that, again, you have different number of hours. I would typically put something with a new client in for probably at least 3 days, 3 days in advance. So you have time to look at insurance and make sure they're a good fit for you if you're allowing someone just to come to your website and do that. Okay. Now, you also have a link that you're able to put on your own website. It'll be your custom link. And if we go here, I have this attached to a button on this example. So if you click into that, this is saying register, but it's not allowing them to book an appointment. It could say book your first appointment. This is just saying register. Or it could just say call my office, which is what I do. I don't have room for a new client too often. And existing clients can just come here and sign into the portal as well if they're already registered. Okay. Now let's go into the patient portal real briefly and see what it's like for a client to self-schedule if you would allow that. So here is a client portal, client's view. So if you are allowing self-scheduling, they'd have a button here that says schedule new appointment. And if you're allowing them to self-cancel online, then they'd have a button here that says you could cancel this appointment. So they can see all of their future appointments listed here. And let's say they realize that on the 13th, they need to cancel that appointment. So if they need to cancel it, they have to give you a reason. Hit cancel. It's going to be marked a canceled appointment on your calendar automatically, and you're going to get notification of that. If your client is going to schedule an appointment, they're going to click into that box. This works great on a phone for them, by the way. And whatever you want to offer as service choices here. My own practice, I just do one. Hey, it's an hour therapy session. But this one, we're allowing couples counseling, consultation, individual counseling. And that's because this therapist does something a little different here. They offer individual counseling, and they have 2 locations plus telehealth. So let's say that patient wanted to be seen at the Dallas location. Then on the calendar, anything with a dot means there are appointments open that day. So let's say they're looking for October 2nd. They have either in-person at 10:30 or telehealth at 10:30. 12:30 is only in-person and 2:30 is only in-person on Monday. Now, if they switch that over to couples counseling, you'll see that it just changes to in-person only, no telehealth, because the therapist put a rule in there. I don't do telehealth for couples, right? So whatever rules you want to set up in there, and a client could self-schedule if you want to allow them to do that. All right, I'm going to pull that off. We're going to go back to the schedule.